Welcome back, another episode. The first death in Season 2 is made even more tragic by a Reacher character element. In contrast to the first season of Reacher, which featured the protagonist working with two strangers, the second season of Reacher introduces a fresh storyline for the character, one in which he is reunited with the members of his 110th MP Special Investigations Unit. This drastically alters the course of the show's storyline because his team members appear to be accustomed to his methods. They nearly always follow his instructions, as opposed to Finlay from Season 1, who was frequently pushing him and questioning his techniques. Reuniting Reacher with his old teammates also gives the show an opportunity to expand on the details of Jack Reacher's military history. Because of this, the show frequently switches between time frames to emphasize how Reacher's relationships with his teammates have changed over time. One particular aspect of all of these disclosures of Reacher's past emphasizes how much more awful the first death of Season 2 is than it first appears to be. Calvin, the intentional similarity between France's backstory and Reacher's during the visit by Reacher, and Neagley to France's house to speak with his wife and find out what she knows about his connection and profession. France's kid chimes in, "You do not mess with the special investigators." Neagley is reminded of the past and how they came to be sent to Reacher's 110th MP Special Investigations Unit by this. She informs France's kid that her father had broken up a fight between two enormous soldiers once because one of them believed the other had stolen his mother's handmade cookies. Reacher was persuaded that France was unique by his ability to maintain composure in the face of intense conflict between the soldiers and defuse it. The history of France also implies that Reacher probably recognized a reflection of himself in France. Flashbacks from the main character's history in Reacher Season 1 show that he frequently broke up fights and stopped bullies when he was younger. Reacher probably recognized France as he had done something similar in the army and was compelled to add him to his team. It seems evident that France was murdered because, like Reacher, he had a strong sense of justice and morality and felt compelled to confront the wrongdoers at new age. Calvin, the similarities to Reacher and France make his death even more tragic. In the same way that Reacher recognized a mirror image of himself in France, France also looked up to Reacher and aspired to be like him. This is established at the scene in the Amazon series where France's password is revealed to be Reacher to Reacher, Neagley, and David. Neagley and David tell Reacher that France even dressed like him when they were in the service, as Reacher is too shocked to think that France may have his name as his password. These parallels between Calvin France and Jack Reacher demonstrate how Reacher acted as France's moral compass. Reacher is a great role model, however. In Reacher Season 2, France's death was made even more tragic since he followed his moral code to the end. Season 2 is a dark mirror of Jack Reacher. In Season 1, KJ Kleiner was an effective sniveling antagonist, which added to the satisfaction of his agonizing demise in the epilogue. In the second season, Robert Patrick as the enigmatic Langston and Ferdinand Kingsley as the even more enigmatic AM present a formidable threat to Reacher. And the 110th. This figure purchases weapons for terrorists, and AM gets his mysterious moniker from using aliases that begin with those initials. The intriguing thing about AM is how strikingly similar he is to Reacher. AM is sometimes referred to as a ghost, which is precisely what Roscoe called Reacher when he was arrested in Season 1 because there wasn't much proof of his existence outside of his army file. AM doesn't even have a name. He's more akin to a ghost, drifting around the world with hardly any trace. It appears that he is friendless and unattached. For more, subscribe.